You know, one of the first self-help books I ever read was Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. It was a simple yet brilliant way of demonstrating the fear and hesitation that many people face when dealing with change. The book revolves around a group of friends meeting up after a high school reunion to discuss how their lives have changed in the past few years. One of them brings up the story centered around four characters, two mice, Sniff and Scurry, and two human like characters, Hem and Ho. Characters live in a maze where they spend their days running around and looking for cheese. The two mice are very simple creatures with simple thinking. The two human like creatures are more complex with a higher threshold of intelligence. One day, on their search for cheese, they stumble upon a great amount of cheese in a station C. They eat away and are happy. However, the mice continuously take note of the levels of the cheese and constantly monitor it in order to prepare for a scenario where it's no longer there. While Hem and Ho grow comfortable and believe the cheese will always be there. One day, to the surprise of Hem and Ho, there is no cheese, and Hem begins to blame the world, believing that the cheese is rightfully theirs and it has been taken away, i.e., he's entitled to it. Horse is quite shocked to see this. However, the mice which had arrived at the station earlier were not surprised and quickly set out to find new cheese. Throughout struggle and persistence, the mice were able to find new cheese in Station N, but Hem and Ho remained in Station C, believing that the cheese will magically appear before them. It doesn't take a genius to see that no cheese will magically appear, and after a while of lamenting and thinking, Ham realized that his fear is stepping into the unknown and looking for cheese. After contemplating, he realized that he needs to change his ways and attempt to step into the unknown for the possibility of finding new cheese. He sets out to look for new cheese, and as time moves on, he gradually has a change in mindset that allows him to realize the error of his ways and the superiority in thinking that the mice possessed in that situation, despite being simple creatures. On the other hand, Hemrain remained in Station C, slowly dying but refusing to search for new cheese due to his fear and entitlement to cheese. The key takeaway: with time, Ham finds a mountain of cheese in Station N where the mice are, and he wants to call out to his friend, but he's aware that he cannot force someone like him to change. The only person who can change him is him himself. The key takeaway from this book is to embrace change because nothing ever stays the same. In fact, there is a quote out there that says the only constant thing in life is change. As individuals, we must learn to be on the lookout for change in our lives, just like the mice were. Whether it's in our personal lives or professional lives, we must be quick to act in order to address those changes. However, we as human beings are flawed. We are designed to seek comfort and hide away from things that cause us fear, like change. This is why most people in real life never fully change unless staying the same is more painful than change itself, ultimately living their lives in fear of what could happen wrong. Don't stress out because the book shows that even if someone is hesitant to change, it is still possible to do so like Hem did. He realized his situation was getting hopeless and required some form of change. He acted like the mice and set out, unlike him, into the unknown to conquer his fear and get himself out of that sad situation. And I believe we can do the same.